Amazingly, it actually loaded. Celebratory roll up, I believe, is in order. Yes. So, we've finally got this one to load again. This is really weird. Sometimes it will load perfectly, sometimes it won't. What I need to do is find some of those mint condition floppy disks that have been stored very nicely, that the engineer that was using to store, like, you know, database records. Oh, bloody hell. That's a bit over the top. So yeah, really, if you're selling a computer, you should bundle the best game with it and the killer application, which I'm not sure they ever did with the Amiga. They always had deluxe paint, 2, 3 or 4, but I can't think of a packing game that was really Lotus Trilogy 2, you know, the second one in the trilogy. Never that sort of quality. That should have been bundled with the Amiga 1200 with the fix, which makes it run as smooth as the CD32 version. None of the Lotus games work on anything beyond like an Amiga 600. Doesn't matter what you do. So I still remember how to do all the levels, including Eugene's letter. This is such a tease, this is. See, see, shows you just enough on some of those levels, so you can jump over them, and that's a conveyor belt. So it shows you all 20 levels, which is basically a puzzle, and that makes it better than Lemmings, if you ask me. Lemmings is alright. It's sort of like a game you play, like, well, for me, you play maybe an hour at most. And then you're just like, well, I didn't fucking buy an arcade quality computer to play this shit. Here we go, while we're smoking, because these levels are, they're not that taxing. Oh, he says that, and give me a chance, the first game of the day. I've got to warm up, innit, like the old Olympic athletes. See, this one, you have to be really careful. Way too close, that was. See, that's where that comes in handy on the C64 version. No risks now, he says. Yeah, all the way like this. Wouldn't it be funny if the joystick accidentally jumped there? But yeah, like I said to you, if you lose a life on the first level, you should never do this. You should just lose the next 2 lives and try again. Bit like Clint Eastwood in Heartbreak Ridge, but you're probably thinking of the other one. With that drill sergeant who also played the sheriff in the 2003 and 2006 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Yeah, well, what can you say really? I've said so much about this game. There's going to be much more actual gameplay footage than me saying anything useful by miles. You can actually go and jump over him straight away and jump straight back like that, and you would do it. But I'm just warming up at the moment, just weeding out the stupid mistakes. So you can't jump too early there. I'm not really taking any risks now. The trouble is you can't actually go back. There's no jump down. That's one thing I would have done with a sequel. That adds an extra element of strategy here. Yeah. I think you have to basically play Manic Miner like this. Preferably on a real joystick, doesn't have to be real hardware, before you can do any kind of, you know, homebrew version. Doing the graphics and designing the levels will require a lot of creative talent as well, which you may or may not have. You might not know if you do or you don't have till it's too late, till you finished it and it's just like, it's alright, but it's not as good as the first one. And anyone who tells you sequels are always shit has never seen The Empire Strikes Back, the sequel to Star Wars. Run, Miner Willie, run, he's gonna get you. He will get you if you don't jump in. Yeah, you got to remember all these little things. But with a young person's brain, it's not really a problem, is it? Yeah, he's a whole character square too far away actually to make it to that jump. They're going to meet in the middle now, I think. Yeah, so this was the time to have gone. See, stupid things like that, you have to remember that, you can't fuck about with it. Obviously as a kid I was not smoking whilst playing games, I wasn't smoking at all. You shouldn't smoke anyway, I think I've said that before, definitely said that. Bloody genius design, mate. Genius! He's a genius. So yeah, but I finished my bloody cigarette now. I've got no cherry juice left. You bastard. We're having a holiday breakfast. You know, like when you go on holiday, what are they called? Continental breakfast, yeah. So I'm having espresso type coffee. Actual cherry juice, not like some sort of kid strength, you know, the one in the cartons with the sell by date 2 weeks later. And bugger all else, mate. Fucking. For medical reasons. But there's no food in the world you could tell me that's better than significantly reducing your life expectancy. None. So it doesn't really bother me. It's just, I have to do shit like play Manic Miner all day to keep my mind off it, or decorating, or empty out the cat litter trays. Who knows, mate? Many choices. Finish off the cherry juice. Good thing the glass is see-through. Go on then. You can mess about with this one as much as you like. This is sort of like, none of this is time critical. This is a pure puzzle. You can experiment on this level. You know what? I've forgotten which way you do them now, because I've been so fixated on. But if you miss, you'll die. See, that's the thing. So that's one. You have to. And here you have to jump, but you'll end up on this platform. So when you drop down here, really the two seals at the bottom haven't got anything to do with it, except for the next platform. Now if you accidentally fall off here, then you have to jump over the seals, but even then you can jump over them. And it'd have to be a perfectly timed double jump though. So yeah, this is really like a level for practicing your accuracy and the accuracy of your joystick. Now this is the only bit where it's like, hey, what happened there, man? And you can do it this way, but if you've got a rubbish joystick, you do it like this. Actually, yeah, you probably do it like that the first time. Oh man, see, and that thing right there, right above your head, is really testing your joystick out. I can't really moan about this dipstick. It's only stuck in the left position. Maybe 3 times. Don't have to do anything there. Very rare for me to mess that one up. This one you can mess up if you're really not concentrating. You know what, I'm going to do the fucking knobs version of how you do that. Right, this is how you do it if you was a knob. Noob, as they're now called. Newbie. Yeah, I'm gonna try something here. Can actually do this. So it does let you scrape by, but the next one, you've got no choice but to do it properly. And the floor is falling away from you. Now you're fucked, actually. You're really fucked. If you miss that, that one you definitely have to get. So you might as well just practice. So the one before, you know, there's no pressure on, like, you've only got one chance of doing it. So you can actually learn when the last possible position is. See? You have to concentrate. You can't think about the rest of the levels. So I was thinking, what should I call this? Because it's probably more than an evening hours of footage I've recorded. Even though it is actually only the second day I've got to play this now. And I'm trying to remember, oh yes, there was a YouTuber called Zorzo, Z-O-Z-R, and he was doing this Elite, the quest for Elite, and he was playing Elite, the game on the BBC Master 128. And that was really the closest that I could think of what this game is. So you really have to learn that as a kid. People who had a really good joystick had an unfair advantage actually on this game. It's a really taxing game on your, if you got a shit joystick, yeah. See, I'm not concentrating, so I'm trying to. Anyway, this is most like, I think it was called the Quest for Elite playlist that Zorzo did. So yeah, let's try the old Ding Dong. So I told you that would be possible. Matthew Smith knew what he was doing when he designed these games. He's designed a very challenging game without needing pixel perfect jumps everywhere. Even the jump is good. If you play most platform games of this era, you'll quickly realise that the jumps are shit. I'm not going to do left or right. Okay, let's jump into there. See? That's pretty good actually. I didn't want to do this, so I'm going to have to jump over the little shit. It's pretty close to your maximum height when you jump actually, so you can't fuck it up. Which I almost did there. But luckily for you, his head is sort of sloping down. So yeah, you see, it is just pure genius, this game. Absolutely pure genius. You cannot fault this game in any way. And as I've explained, to actually do this on the C64, it'd have to be 8 characters wider, the play area, and that's not going to happen because then you have to redesign all the levels, because the levels are really well done. You could do it actually for quite a few of the levels. We're going to do it the next time he comes round, innit? So, but I don't know if you can do it for all. It might make a big difference to Eugene's lair. But this bit, not necessarily. I mean, it should fit. 64k is enough because it's 48k on the Spectrum, so I've been differing now, so see, we've missed it. meet in the middle at one point, right under the, well, not in the middle, under that little, I don't know what the fuck it is, looks like a red candy giant baby's dummy bit of confectionery you used to get at Southend. I wonder if they still sell them. So this is the time we have to go now, so we have left it too late actually. No, that's pretty much right. So, like I said, I even messed it up once. I had to wait an entire sequence, and there's still probably enough there to do it again, and go and get a can of Diet Coke from the fridge, which is ridiculously ice cold. Hello mate, hello. Up and down is never used on this game as far as I know. But then again, I've only got to level 6. Possibly the one with the vines, the green and red vines, where the red ones dissolve. That may be the further, because I remember playing that level. I don't think I've ever cheated on this game, because there's no point. The whole enjoyment of this game is that you work out what Matthew Smith has designed for you. It's a bit like you know, the Saw movies, where Jigsaw sets these traps, and you have to avoid these things. So yeah, here we got another one. So yeah, Matthew Smith is like the Jigsaw of 8-bit games design. You could actually do this way as well. So this one's got a few ways of doing it. Relatively safe. If you jump quite, conservatively, you're okay there. The two enemies really don't have it. This is the only bit where, you can stand there for ages if you want. Bloody camera better be in focus, otherwise this is all a waste of time. And then jump there, obviously. So you do work that out, but the first time you do it, you jump on it and it will flip you straight back. And you have to move anyway, so you have to give yourself a bit of a run up, because effectively you go double speed that way. And if you've got a shit joystick, you're fucked on this bit, you know that. And especially if you press right here to jump right, and it doesn't register, and it just registers a fire button, and you go straight up into the one thing, on the top level that will kill you. There's no way you're going to hit it if you're jumping forward, even if you're like completely stupid about it and you don't make it to the ledge on the end. But yeah, and you'll learn the hard way that you can't drop there. But if there's only one character between these platforms, you will actually pick it up. So you just turn the other way and you fall off instantly. See, and here, and even me doing all this explaining, still made it. So this really is not a time limited one. This is. You have to get moving straight away, like so many of the levels. That was close. And here you have to wait. You have to know to wait. This is not the time to go. Now, after the toilet starts moving towards you, and you jump in here, and then you jump in there. So this is like two sequences put together. So the top level has to be done in a sequence. So So if you don't go straight away, you're going to have to be stuck on that platform, jumping over golden toilets for ages. And you've got to be careful with that as well, see. For some reason that always fucks me up, that bit. And it did as a kid as well. And it's really frustrating because, and that Eugene, he looks weird, man. Looks like a psychotic Pac-Man with steampunk glasses, goggles, whatever. That's just fucking weird. See, that would have been the time to do it. I left it too late because he comes down at double speed. There's nothing you can do here. But it's easy enough for you to actually just drop on him and end it if you're bored. Go and get something to drink. Right, this has to be a genuine try because we've made it all the way without losing the light. So here we go. So you basically have to go straight away. But if you go now, you're fucked. So you have to know that. So that's a complete sequence there. Jump, 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 keep moving and jump. I think I just missed the thing. Actually, I think that's it. I might be able to do it this way. So you have to know when to jump. That is just pure fluke. So I'm actually half a cycle behind. Toilet cycle. Everything's perfectly designed. Right, so you might fall quicker yourself, so you're gonna have to go right on the edge. This might be the only way to do it. No, I can't find out how to do it now. Ah, you bastard, you do it the other way, innit? You get the one you get second from last, you leave that till last. Oh, what a knob. Oh man, you prick, you flick. And then you and your mate would have a whole discussion about it. Get your chocolate cigarettes out, which I don't sell anymore. I did see a few years ago the Spider-Man, you know, candy cigarettes, you know, the white sugar thing, white sticks of sugar with a bit of red food dye on the tip of them. I should have put some brown filters on them, for fuck's sake. Yeah, obviously they don't sell things like that anymore. You're lucky you can still buy tobacco, mate. Yeah, so you and your mate would be having sweets, crisps, and be like, I've worked it out. Just as the screen goes off, and you'll say to him, yeah, see, look, the one there on the bottom, the very bottom next to the exit, you get that last. You wally! I remember getting to this level. Yes, I think this is the final level. So the telephones, this definitely I never got to. Possibly the telephones, but I think it was the one before that. So blimey, I got quite far. I must have played this game a lot. But you know what, I'm not being funny, which is usually a precursor to someone who is being funny. But there were a hell of a lot of good C64 games in 1984 and in 85, so I wonder if you can see the cat who's enjoying the Kex bag. You know, CEX. Fuck off with that music, man. And I noticed the other day when I got some Dreamcast games, I got 4 Dreamcast games for about 25 quid. Bloody good that was, bloody good. It now says on the front, complete entertainment exchange. I'm sure when they first opened it stood for computer exchange. So some fucking suit marketing knobhead has decided to change it. I don't know why. They think they're going to make more money because they changed the name. Oh, it's computer exchange, duh. They don't have any console games in. I can't go there. I'm not even I'm gonna close my eyes when I walk past the shop. Just fuck off. People are not that stupid. If you want to buy retro shit, you'll fucking look everywhere. If you want Atari VCS games, you'll even check in cash converters, mate. Never mind the computer exchange, you'll go everywhere. Charity shops, you know. Might even check in charity shops that don't sell like PlayStation games and things like that, but they, you know, they do sell toys, because Atari VCS really is a toy, isn't it? I think copying the music so terribly to make it try and sound like the stupid ZX Spectrum beeper was a real mistake. Absolute mistake. Chris and Chris, spelt with a K, Lancaster, is that one man with an alias, a bit of a shit alias, isn't it? FBI are hunting Chris Lancaster, spelt with a CH, and they see a passport and a boarding ticket issued for Chris Lancaster with the same date of birth probably, spelt with a K, and they grab him. It's a shit alias, mate. Yeah, so even now I wish there was more than 20 levels. But like I say, you have to really have recently long played it yourself without using save states or anything like that. Doesn't have to be real hardware, but you can't use any emulator exclusive features. No. You have to play it as you would have played it on real hardware, with a real joystick as well. Oh, actually, if I find the early 1980s Wii style controller, so when people say Nintendo were like revolutionary, no, there was actually a joystick with no base. So you actually held just a joystick handle in your hand, and when you tilt it left, right, forwards and backwards, it does those positions as if it was a real joystick, and it's got a little trigger fire button on the top, like something like a quick shot or whatever, and it's like, wow. And I have opened it up, and I'll check the mercury switches, because I was curious to know how it works. Put it back together carefully, and I thought, yeah, that's got to be done. And I can't remember what it's called. It's not the French one, because that's ever so slightly different, but it could be the same thing, just like it's a different licensed version of exactly the same design. Their one came with a base, mine did not come with a base. It's not, maybe they sold it separately. But anyway, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll have to try playing Manic Miner on that, because that would be like playing Manic Miner with Nintendo Wii style controls back in 1984. So that was perfectly possible. Someone in the world must have done that. There must have been in total over 20 million Commodore 64 game compatible 8-bit computers sold. So that has all the C64 variants, but also every single Commodore 1 to 8, and there was 4.5 million of those. Horrendous machine, terrible machine, such shit value for money, and zero improvement on the game producing qualities, especially arcade style games, because the VIC 2 could only run at 1 megahertz. So that means the CPU was halved in speed to 1 megahertz, which is a little trick Commodore would do again with the Amiga 1200. Yes, Amiga 1200. Well, CPU is crippled to half potential speed because of the fast RAM not being present. And on the CD32 it's worse, because you can't add bloody fast RAM to the CD32. There's no trapdoor. Stupid cunts. So yeah, someone must have played it without, air controller on a real C64. Someone. Now that would have been cutting edge party game. You can imagine that being a party game in the mid-80s. If you was like in your late teens, which I definitely wasn't when this come out, and you had that joystick, and you had like some friends who weren't necessarily going to sit there and play with an actual like QuickShot 2 joystick, something like bloody hell, early C64 games, Drop Zone, Falcon Patrol. They're not going to play them kind of arcade games, but this is kind of fun. It's almost cartoony. So it's almost cartoony, and if you had a control method very similar to the Nintendo Wii, then you might even get girls playing it, mate. And that would have been amazing for that tiny group of people. Always do a safe jump there. I don't know exactly what time it is. Let's have a quick check on the fake 1970s LED watch. Yeah, it's nearly 1:30, and it left the Yodel dispatch centre this morning about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I'm only about, 10, maybe 15 miles from that location. Oh man, I thought it would have arrived. Don't like staying in waiting for these arseholes. It's why I didn't splurge on a boxed copy of Phoenix. There's 3 or 4 currently up for sale on eBay, and it's a real sort of I don't know, they're just different, but the overall quality, you know, of the condition is about the same. But you know, one might have a much worse box, but mint condition, manual and you know, cartridge label, and one might be the other way around. The box is a bit better, but the manual's got a few creases here and there where it's been thumbed open. See? There is another game that was I played quite a lot around this sort of time, because I also had the quickshot joystick, and I bought the quickshot joystick for this game, Sky Fox on the C64, which sadly did not get an Atari 8-bit conversion. Sky Fox on the Atari 800 would have been really nice, I reckon. On the C64 it's really nice. Really happy with that. Even came out for things like the Apple II. Oh god no, and for some reason it didn't come out on the Atari, but I got a quickshot 2 joystick. Basically to play that game. I wanted to be like Stringfellow Hawk in it. So when you're actually up here, you're fine, and it's a bit of a no-brainer because you won't fall down there. You'll end up on the thing above, which you might actually find out by accident because you've got a shit joystick and it's like down there. But it doesn't matter, you see. You see? See, yeah, you're going to make mistakes because of your joystick, but yeah, I don't think Sky Fox is on any of these crack discs I got off that hippie bloke in the mid-90s. I really can't remember what car I collected that in. Yeah, man, if it was my red BMW, yeah, that would be mid-90s, yeah. Can't fucking find him now though, can you? Fuck's sake. I only sold it because some dickhead wrote it off. Fucking idiot. Well, he didn't completely write it off, but nah. I'd spent over half a year looking for one like that. Not in red actually, preferably with the Sport MTEC 2 body kit on it, but yeah, now they're impossible to find at any price if you don't really want to travel 100 miles. So they're expensive and a real pain in the arse to get, and very rarely anywhere near you. Yeah, how are you supposed to pay for the fucking thing? You'd have to go there twice, once to see it and once to actually leave a deposit, and then once to go back to drive it, collect it to drive home or whatever, and pay the balance, which is like how, well, I suppose you'd go, do they do bankers drafts? You know what? I think this is the time when they're now going to meet in the middle. No, that's the time. This is us now. As long as you know what you're looking for in the levels, you don't have to concentrate the whole time, and there are sections where you can just wait. You really need to relax. Obviously not right to the very last pixel on the time limit there. your fucking heads, hammering the cursor keys to fucking go forward. See, even if you miss that, you won't die. You'll only die if you jump and you fall right to the floor, like the level where the two seals balancing the beach ball are. So that one is more tricky though. If you do miss that one, you're fucked. Now these ones are not so bad. See? So if you had a good joystick, so like I say, I'm in two minds now whether I should not play this much more until I get a mint condition Quickshot 2 turbo joystick. I've got a Point Master, I've got a VCS, which you've already seen. So if I get a Quickshot 2 and I play Manic Miner with any of those three joysticks, I'm going to see if I get any kind of memory from that. The only thing you've got to remember is not to walk off the end, and I bet sometimes you would. Just like, especially if you rush it, that's probably when you have to start thinking, well, I'm going to have to like relax a bit, you know, give me hands a break, wipe the sweat off the joystick. Yeah, who remembers that, mate? The fucking, that's retro sweaty gunk that you're playing with, man. Every time you buy a fucking joystick, you know, off eBay. And why are the fucking VCS joysticks and the Atari XE system joysticks and even the Commodore Atari VCS joystick rip-off, they will have that rubber bit chewed off or bitten, definitely bitten. I've got one that's bitten and it's definitely a human pair of teeth, the pattern. See, I timed that wrong. Yeah, that's when I should have gone. Now I've done it the wrong way. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm now fixated on what I've got to do for the last two. I think I have to go now, don't I? Yeah. It's like a little dance. We come together. Oh shit. That is really bad. Oh man. You know what? I'm going to put the fucking treble down. Man, you need to put the mid-range down, innit? Now it's a bit better. I can live with that. Hey. So yeah, bloody hell. Fixating on that, how to do the last two. Oh man, yeah. Anyway, I think we'll get to the next level. Be able to get to the next level. And then we can think about whether to do level 6 with this setup or not do any more and just basically get a quick shop too. They might, you know, might be able to get one that's boxed. People who look after the box. Yeah. Ooh.